Attention, please. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome.
We live?
We live, baby.
Yes, and we're live for real this time.
Yeah, actually live.
The last 3 times, I'm like, we live? Nadia like, we live. And I looked, I'm like, no, we ain't.
We're not live. We still scheduled at the top corner.
Well, welcome to tonight's broadcast. It's about to be a doozy. We have a special guest panelist, Polo Blue. And yeah, he's about to stir some stuff up. But I'm ready for it. I am so ready for it. But in the meantime, in between time, we're going to do what we normally do every week, which is introducing the panelists. Since you're our guest, Blue, you want to go first, you can. How would our viewers reach you or find you?
Yep. Unfiltered Polo Blue on Instagram, TikTok, and IG. Just Polo Blue on Facebook. I'll be back doing my regular shows come December 1st and guesting here whenever you request.
Awesome. Brother Najee.
Oh, you can find me at _Nevaeh. You can find me on IG at _Najee27 and on all of the social media platforms at Healing with Najee. So yeah.
Okay. And you can find me, Trinity, at N_D_Trinity on IG. And you can find the crew at Hizdian_Heryang on YouTube, where you are, as well as on IG and on Facebook. With that being said, and without further ado, let's get this topic going. As always, what we're going to do is that we're going to watch the video so that we can know what the hell we're talking about. With that being said...
Can you hand me your can?
Why? Thank you.
No. Just hand it here. Now hand it to Jen. Now, Jen, hand the can back to her. And hand it to me one more time. And I'm going to hand it to you. Now take a sip.
It tastes the same.
Wait, take a sip. Okay?
Now imagine.
Wait.
Motherfucker.
Wait. If for those of you listening and not watching, we just passed a can around 4 or 5 times. I put my hands on it, pass it to Jen. Jen put her hands on it, pass it about 4 or 5 times. And then I had Azar take a sip. Did it taste the same? They're not paying us. Don't show the bottle.
Well, I'll
Wait, listen. Did the contents and the inside taste the same? Now, what if I stick my finger in it and have? But wait, pause.
Yeah,
what if I stick my finger in it? Have Angelito, our producer, stick his finger in it. Have Jen stick her finger in it. Do you think it'll taste the same? Would you want to drink it?
No.
That is the difference between when a man cheats and when a woman cheats. See, I could.
Man, that's one of the most ignorant. Bro, people just be. I'm telling you, these podcast folks, they say anything and they don't even continue. I'm not even.
My light agrees with you. My light was like, nope.
Yeah.
My light went out. Okay, so now that we know your thoughts, Najee.
Yeah.
Polo, what are your thoughts on what you just listened to?
Is he there?
Polo? He must have stepped away. Okay.
Well, I'll share my thoughts. That's the most ignorant, asinine. It don't make sense because first and foremost, if you understand a woman's body, you understand the woman's body. She cleans herself. So it don't make sense because it's like, okay, we all stuck our finger in this soda as if the soda naturally detoxes itself. Like it don't make sense. I get the analogy and wanting to sound cool, but that analogy is terrible because she can clean herself. That's just like me saying, okay, let me stick my finger in your soda, and then I go and stick my finger in his soda, and then I go stick my finger in another person's soda without washing my hands. That's the equivalent of how it is when men have sex with multiple women. It's like, no, you clean yourself, you bathe, you wash. Like, you don't just, well, I mess with this guy, let me go mess with this guy, let me go mess with, like, what type of women are y'all messing with that's not the equivalent, it's not the same. But again, I get it on these podcasts. You want to be entertaining. You want to say the things you want to say to make it sounds good, but it don't, because it's not the same thing. So, it's my thoughts on that.
Now you said, I'll give my thoughts. You could not wait.
Man,
I knew you were like anxious to get this started when you were in the DM and what you said.
terrible analogy.
A
Horrible.
terrible analogy. Blue, are you back with us?
Well, not yet. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, personally, hold on, I'm still trying to get my light together. Okay. Can you see me? Oh, God. Personally, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it because I can see how, I can see what they were saying. And that's what I love about, analogies, right?
Mm-hmm.
They allow me to see what the person is speaking about.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm able to see what the person is speaking about, then I am able to understand where they're coming from. So with that being said, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get my layout together. There we go. With that being said, I think that from a man that's not like you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
For a man that's unlike you,
Mm-hmm.
there's this sense of, I guess, a sense of sacredness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a sacred thing, my head is getting hot. It's too hot to be this stylish. If it's a sacred thing, then
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna want to cherish it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And something that a man cherishes, like his woman's body,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not to say it's his body, but his
Yeah.
woman's body.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of other men dipping into his honey pot
Mhm.
is going to have him feel a sense of discomfort, right? And it's had nothing to do with insecurity, because I don't believe that I don't believe that I'm an insecure person,
Mhm.
right? I don't think that my man is going to leave me for some other woman. I don't think that there's like women out there that's better than me for him. You understand? I don't think that I can lose him or will lose him to another woman. So I don't really believe that I come with any types of insecurity,
Mhm.
right? And with that being said, him dipping in other women's honey pot,
Mm-hmm.
right, is not the same, I'm sure, as me having other men having dips in my honey pot.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when a woman lays down and have sex with men, that is the ultimate form of submission.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You have to be a submissive woman to allow somebody to enter you.
Mm-hmm.
So a man doesn't want his woman to be submissive with other men in that sense that are unlike you.
That are unlike
People
you.
who are, who are into polygamy or polyamory or whatever, they will definitely have a whole different mindset, and I get it. I don't think there's anything wrong with your mindset. I really don't.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that your mindset and the women with those mindsets, it just wouldn't work for me, being who I am. You know what I mean? Blue, you're back?
I'm back now.
He's back and he's better. Yeah, so my biggest thing is, it will make sense if the woman is a virgin. Like, by all means, I get that. The woman is a virgin. Great. But it's almost like she's already been dipped into a couple times before you. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, when she goes out and dip, like I can't, but you're with her when she's already been with people. Like, it's not one of those things where you only doing it with virgins. And by all means, that would make sense. If it's a virgin, if you're only attracted to women who are virgins, but you're not going after women. If you know the woman has already had sex prior to you, now all of a sudden, now she's with me, it's more sacred because it's my turn with her. Like,
Wow.
I get it, but you're almost like picking and choosing when it's like it's a sacred thing, because now it matters more, but when she's with me, it's different. So I get it, but to me, it just don't make sense. Because unless you're only talking to virgins, then by all means, then that will make sense. But you're not going after only virgins, whatnot.
And the fact, like you said earlier, the fact that she bathes, you said she washes. It's not like, she's just being a literal dumpster in a container for semen. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that she's already been intimate prior to that man feeling some kind of way because she's having intimacy, sex with another man while in a relationship with him, it shouldn't bother him. That's what you're saying.
No, I wouldn't. It wouldn't. Well, it shouldn't, because what she do with her body, as long as she's not bringing something back to him, it has nothing to do with him. But yeah, it shouldn't bother him, not at all, because that's where the insecurity thing, for me, that's when it comes in, because it's like, I don't like how I feel. I'm uncomfortable with my feelings based on your behavior. And it's like, then that's something that you got going on. That's where the ego and that's the pride thing, that's where it's like, I'm uncomfortable with me because of what you did. And it's like, no, if you're comfortable with yourself, then what she does shouldn't have an issue with you. But
are you saying in a relationship or just not a relationship?
In a relationship, not a relationship, it's all, to me, it's one and the same.
Yeah, I got that beat my chest alpha male thing where I'm not finna co-sign and letting a woman sleep with, protected or not, another man, and I know about it. Like, if she does it and does it, I'm really of the school. I don't know if it's old or new. I want to know what affects me, and if you're going to be safe, I still don't want to know, because I'm not going to co-sign on it. I'm not signing up. I don't have no pen, no ink, or pencil to sign up for me knowing that, oh, I'll be back in a couple hours and you went and got some dick from somebody else. I'm not able to do that.
When you know thyself, you live true.
Yeah, no, I get it. I definitely understand.
Yeah, you're an exceptional man, Najee. Like, you really are an exceptional man.
I appreciate
and it. You are an anomaly. You are abnormal.
Hey, I appreciate that, honestly. I was like I can't co-sign until I put myself in a position to realize, like, what outside of like the ego and outside of like trying to like dig myself, what was really the issue there? Mm-hmm. Like, if a woman goes out and has sex with another guy, what effect does that have on me outside of the ego, my ego being bruised because I felt like I want to be the special one. I want to be the one that almost like claims her as mine, to know that she's doing something that she's already been doing with somebody else. Then I feel some type of way. And it's like, no, she's already been doing that. Like, it's she's messed with guys before you.
But
like,
I would like to add a caveat. But like you said, you actually said something that's very important. If it's because you said your turn. If it's my turn, I don't want to share if it's my turn. I'm not negating what you said. She's not a virgin. She has 1 or 2 children. She's not, because I'm 40 something. So she's 35 to 55. Yes, she has kids. She's had multiple years of experience. But if it's my turn, I want mine. I don't want to share in my turn. Because, yeah, that becomes, I
definitely get it. The thing is, when you're in it, it is your turn. But then when you're not in it no more, it's not your turn. And
are you talking about in it, like in the actual act,
in the actual
in the relationship?
In the actual act.
Okay, I'm clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you good. In the actual act, it is your turn. It's one of those things. Like, I tell them, like, when you with me, you can be considered mine because you're with me. But when you're not with me, you're your own person, type of thing. Like, and for me, I'm just a little different because I realize, like, people are going to do what they're going to do. Like, and I get it. And thinking that, like, even the whole concept of like being in a relationship, like, people are still going to do what they're going to do. But I just understand, like, when it's my turn, like the same stuff. What I had to realize, what was really eye-opening to me, was the moment my ex had told one of my friends how she felt about the new guy that she was talking to, but the way that she told my friend, the new guy, about the new guy is the same thing she said about me. The same thing she told me, how amazing and special. And it's like, oh damn, you think this way about him, you think this way about this person. It's like it's recycled emotions, it's recycled things. Like the next person you meet, it's gonna be your turn with that person. And then prior to that, it was somebody else's turn. Like it's like we think that once we get into a relationship with the person, we have this almost like this false sense of like entitlement to that person. But the reality of it is that person's still going to be themselves. They're still going to, once y'all are no longer together or no longer in that relationship, that person is still going to move and do the things that they were doing prior to experiencing it. And I just came to be in that peace with that, because I understand that people are going to move the way they want to move based on them moving that way, not based on me not wanting them to move that way.
Who do you think requires monogamy more, men or women?
Men.
Okay.
Yeah, I think monogamy was created. I think honestly, monogamy was created by men, because women flock to the guys. Like that's why most women have the same. They deal with guys who got a bunch of different kids, because they go after the guy that they see more fit. So that means a lot of guys aren't getting the women. So as a way to control and stop women from being, they created monogamy.
Never thought about it like that, but I do agree with what you said. Women will always go to the champion, the first place winner, or whoever's, like you said, the fittest, and the star quarterback or
Yes.
running back. He's always going to have more options than the guy who's on the bench, no matter what the sport.
And most of the time, a lot of women, if you really think about it, they only have issues with that because of the way society has constructed monogamy. That's why back in the day, women, like they were like, it wasn't a disconnect. There wasn't no beefing back and forth, because they understood what was going on. Like he's a top tier guy. He's gonna have both a bunch of women.
Is that why? I'm sorry to interrupt, but is that why they meaning the higher ranking men had harems?
Yes.
And those women that were a part of the harems, his concubines, it's like they knew their role, they knew their position, and not only that, but they are getting their turn.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue what you were saying.
Yeah, I think women are more communal oriented beings than guys are. That's why their periods and stuff sync up when they're around it. Well, yeah, but I think they can relate and connect to each other without it being such clash and dominance, in a sense, almost like a pride alliance type of thing.
I would most definitely agree with the concubine thing, because for the no matter what sport, pick a sport, those millionaire players have multiple options. Just for example, Cheetah, Tyreek Hill, he has what, 3 or 4 babies within a year, or some crazy stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they went down the list, and it was like, I think Antonio Cromartie or something, like they had 14 kids or some crazy shit. But hey, if you can afford it, like Nick Cannon, then you can have as many as you want. And then the women will know, hey, oh yeah, damn, you got another baby mama. Oh, we're having them stair step. Normally you think stair step 1 year after the other. No, we're having stair step by the month. We have one in June, July, and August by different women. But I wouldn't advise that. Even if you do have money, it's a waste of money. But
yeah, I wouldn't advise it either at all. But the thing is, the women, they know about the other. That's the thing. Like if dudes in today's society, if you think about it, if most dudes knew about the different dudes that men or women were messing with, they would have an issue with it. The women know about these women, but they're still opening their legs to have kids with these guys. Like it's kind of like one of those things where I don't think monogamy was really designed by women. It was more so designed by the men who wasn't getting the women because they weren't the height wise, or they didn't have the financial stat. They wasn't top tier. And I think that's where all this is coming from. And that's why I think men have an issue with women having sex so much, because a lot of times guys don't feel like they're enough. So if a woman has if women have multiple sexual partners, that woman will be able to understand, okay, if I mess with this guy, yeah, you wasn't like my ex. She has more experience. Now she really understands if that guy's inadequate or not. And most guys don't want women to know their own inadequacies.
And in speaking about sexual partners, I really don't agree with the farce that just because so for example, if a woman, because a man's body count is never an issue. I've never heard that be an issue. But a woman's body count, let's just say she has multiple one night stands. Because I did this survey and I asked a woman, what is a hot girl summer? Now you're gonna laugh at this, Najee. Trinity, probably much. So hot girl summer. They said, okay, we're just gonna take the 3 months or 4 months and say that she goes out on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, just those 3 days. So out of those 3 days, she probably sleeps with 2 guys per week for 4 months. And this is her new number. And then some women have a hot girl spring and summer. So now the numbers are really starting to go up, but they only have one night stands. So you're not really experiencing the same, like there's women who are in committed relationships or a version of it, and they have more sex than somebody who continues to have one night stands. But they're like, okay, well, I mean, there's no way that, like, if the woman was married and she has sex with the same guy and he wants it every day, he officially will have more mileage on it than the woman who slept with even 2 people a week.
Thank you. So it's not a sex. That's why it's always interesting, because it's not really a sexual thing that people are. It's more so like the ego thing, like the pride thing. Like, bro, you mess with this. It's like, because when you think about it, and I know people be like, yeah, if a woman has a lot of sex, you could tell she's loose, and it's like, no, you can't. That's a lie, because a woman can birth a whole baby, and no guy's penis is the size of a baby. So it's like you can't really tell. But once you know about her being more sexual, then you find an issue, because now you're starting to look, maybe I'm not good enough, and that's what I had to realize. Like, it wasn't about her having sex with other dudes. It was really about me feeling like I wasn't enough and I wasn't able to please her sexually. So then her going out and messing with other dudes made me feel like I was less than, but I already felt that way prior to experiencing her.
Now, I totally hear what you're saying and I fully agree, but depending on the size of the female, aesthetically, some don't look like they have as much mileage as others. Some look like, some roast beef from your favorite sub shop. Some don't. But it's not a moniker of or denote that they have more mileage. It's just it is. But yeah, sometimes it's you get that. Oh, I don't. What you been doing, girl?
100%. 100%. But she could be a virgin and still have that. And that's the biggest thing. Like, I think a lot of the patriarchy and beliefs and whatnot is shaping a lot of men's perspective on things, instead of like really taking the time, like, and really understanding, like, why do I have an issue with this? What's the issue? How can I tell? Because if you have sex with women, it's not like, okay, I had sex with this woman, I could tell she had 15 bodies based on when I was in her. I felt like I was about to fall in there. And it's like, that's not based on sex, though, because you can have, like you were saying, you can be with one person and have a bunch of sex. Does that mean that she has more mileage because she has a bunch of sex with one person, or that means she has a bunch of mileage because she had sex with a bunch of different people? Like, how can you gauge that?
You gauge mileage by vehicle.
By the speedometer, though,
you know what I'm saying? You gauge mileage by vehicle, right? It's mileage in terms of how many vehicles have you been driven in by type thing. For like,
how many people drove your vehicle?
Right. So like, I mean, I get your point. I do, right? Which is why I think I'm experiencing a conundrum right now.
Okay.
Because I am exactly like you in terms of I'm not responsible for your feelings. What I do should not cause you to feel any ill type of way.
Mm-hmm.
If it feels good, then I'm the cause. If you feel ill, I ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Because it's your thoughts that conjured up your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how feelings arise.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get that. However,
Yeah.
my conundrum comes in with, I understand that I'm responsible for how I feel based on the thoughts that I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that my guy wasn't a virgin,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Him sleeping with somebody else,
Mhm.
being intimate in that way with someone else, just doesn't feel pleasing to me. You understand?
Yeah,
And
100%.
and if one was to ask me why, off the cuff, I would have to say I'm stingy.
I get it. Mhm.
I'm the baby of 6. The one next to me is 11 years older than me.
Mhm.
I never had to share my toys.
Mhm.
Okay, I just got a whole bunch of toys.
Mhm.
I had siblings that wanted to do things for the baby sister.
Mhm.
I'm spoiled. I'm stingy. Okay, I'm not into sharing
Mhm.
certain things.
Mhm.
Right? I'll share my car, but I'm not sharing my home with you.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
100%.
There's certain things I'm just too stingy to loan or lend out, or
Mhm.
borrow or rent.
100%.
You know.
No, I get it. Even that thought process. What I tell people, what I had to learn, the way a person, like, if I have sex with this girl, it's not going to be the same way I have sex with that girl, because the encounter.
Go ahead, Eddie Murphy. I
Yeah,
didn't fuck her. I made love. I fucked her, but I made love to you. Go ahead, Eddie.
it's different. But so when you would think about that, it doesn't, like, because you're associating his experience with that person as being the same way as your experience with him, and it's one of those things where it would be different, on top of you being stingy and selfish and being on and whatnot. It's like, it's not the same, and I think that's where guys are like kind of, it's interesting, because I'm like, yeah, you can go out and mess with whoever you want to mess with. Your sexual experience with me is not going to be the same as you messing with all them different guys, because I'm not them. Like, you're going to get a different experience. No, you think all? Okay,
No. I'm like, I don't care about that. I mean, I agree with you 100%, but I still don't care about that. like, I don't care if I'm the greatest that you've ever had while you were out there, doing your thing. It doesn't make me feel better that you're out there.
Oh yeah, no, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I definitely get it, for sure.
So,
That's just what I had to realize.
I would hope the experience is different. I don't want to be the same like Kate, because then you're gonna start thinking about Kate. You know.
Or when he's with Kate, he be thinking about you. But that's
then that's different. That'll be a good thing, depending on who you asking. But since it's me, I'm gonna be in my favor because I am biased. I told you I'm so.
What were you about to say, Polo?
No, it's funny because when she was like, no, if he's thinking about me while he's with the other girl, that's good. I thought that.
I'm a bit arrogant. That's why.
So Trinity, would you want to be like me and have ignorance is bliss?
My thing is, okay, so I get what you're asking. You're not going to relieve your guilt by sharing your shit with me. No, you are going to live with that guilt. Don't share it with me. Live with that guilt. Suffer in that guilt. I want you to feel as guilty as possible.
Hold on, what are you talking about? What guilt are you talking about?
The guilt that he's going to have not being able to share it with me.
Oh, to tell you that I had sex?
Yeah, don't tell me a damn thing.
Oh, no, okay.
You're not going to unburden yourself at the cost of my... No, you're going to live with that guilt. Live with the guilt.
I mean, the guilt gets flushed with the condom. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then guess what? Then there's no need to ruin a damn perfect relationship now, is it?
Yeah, that's
me off. Now I got to bleach your stuff, break out your daggone windows, call your mama and tell her all of the nasty things that you done did, right? And then I got to flirt with your friend to piss you the hell off. Nah, man, it's too much work. Just don't tell me. Don't tell me nothing.
See,
I'm good.
I be want to know because I'm like, I'm gonna take notes. Like, oh, you had that? So what did he do? You like when he did it? All right, what? All right, let me add that to my repertoire. So everything's a learning lesson for me. I learn from everything.
You, like I said, sweetheart, are an exceptional man. That is a phenomenon that is abnormal.
I appreciate
Even
that.
So,
Yo, you're very welcome, love.
his options are not, or will never be, as a man, as many options as you would have as a woman to have sex.
Yeah, no man. Yeah, right. I mean, women will definitely always have more options than men.
I got a quick story to y'all. Y'all gonna it's interesting. I don't know if you're gonna like it or not. So I have a friend. We've been friends for about a decade, and so she was in a committed relationship with this guy. She wasn't all the way faithful, but he was messy. So his side piece came and knocked on his door while she was over there as his actual girlfriend, and she broke up with him, and you cheated on me, blah blah blah. But then, so as I'm talking to her, I ain't gonna say counseling, but just getting her side of the story, I was like, hey, didn't you go to hedonism, that fully nude thing in Jamaica? She was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I asked her, I was like, I said, did you have sex with anybody? She said, yeah. I said, oh shit. How many people? And she immediately changed the subject. I was like, oh shit. I know I don't want to know the answer to that. If you are not willing to share that. But I was like, hedonism? I mean, I've seen you really, it still happens every year. You're walking around butt naked and picking and choosing. Shout out to Will. And determining who you want to have sex with physically based on what they look like naked, and then doing what you do. Hopefully you protect yourself and have fun.
Wait, Tommy, that's a real thing for real?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh damn, man.
Hedonism is in Jamaica.
You never heard of hedonism?
No, it's in Jamaica. What year? What month? Asking for a friend.
Oh no, I'll tell Najee.
It's a place.
No, I'm just playing.
It's in the summer months in Jamaica.
Oh damn, I didn't know that. But
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, when you said women have more options sexually, I kind of had to because I think there's a lot less men in today's society than there are women.
No,
they're not.
No, it's
like with the jail, guys being gay.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, but still, even let's just say if you met the 4 6s, you know what the 4 6s are, right?
No. Six figures, 6-pack,
more than 6 inches,
right, and
6 feet tall.
6 feet tall.
I thought I said that. I said 6-pack,
6 figures. You said 6 figures first, I think.
Yeah, 6 figures, 6-pack. Because I only know 3.
You're right.
666. So that would be for me the 6-figure, the 6-pack, and the inches.
And then
the other
height.
The height.
Yeah,
yes.
More than 6 feet tall.
Yeah,
okay,
I know.
So the average woman would say if a man fits that criteria and has all 4 6s met and exceeded, then you would figure he would have an option with most women. But some women just love to say no. And they're like, no, he's not my because I don't like his hair or I don't like his complexion. Some women have an affinity for dark-skinned men or light-skinned men or whatever the case. But somebody is going to disqualify this damn near perfect man based on something he can't control.
Self-sabotage. They self-sabotage themselves because in their subconsciousness, there's a core belief that the person is going to leave me. So before I get left, I am going to disqualify everyone so that it can appear to me as if it is my choice not to be left by anyone.
You,
Kevin said, "Get a dog dial loan."
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
I didn't agree with everything he said, but some of the stuff was just logic. He wasn't putting any emotion into it. He was just giving you straight up facts and logic. And
Yeah.
a lot of women didn't like that. And they would as soon as they said, "I feel," the conversation's over with. Because
Mhm.
he was like, "Oh, I can give you facts. I can tell you where I got this from. Here's this study." And it would be like, "Yeah, but I feel like I should have," because actually I just reposted I reposted a video. I interviewed somebody a year ago, and I asked her. She said she was not getting the results that she wanted in the dating pool.
Mhm.
So I said, "Okay, so let's do an example. So you were looking for a 7. You couldn't find a 7. So I said, "Are you looking for an 8 now?" "Yes, because I didn't get the results I wanted. I'm gonna up my standards." I said, "That doesn't make any sense. You didn't get your previous desired results. You should lower your standard to a 6, and maybe you'll open up the pool to have more options." "No." And I was like, "Man, I hope that dog and them cats."
That sounds right about women's logic. That's like
That's why I'm no longer wise men prefer.
that.
And so
The
serious though.
hell with y'all people.
No, that's really their logic. Because if you think about it, most women think they deserve more after
More
going through
than they're
less.
getting. Yeah.
Yeah, they think I deserve. So I went through all this with Pookie or with this guy. So now I feel like my value has raised because I put up with more with another guy. So now the next guy I'm with, he has to make up for all the stuff I put up with this guy, the last guy who was worse than the new guy. And that's
Yeah.
women's. That's their logic, like for real, like.
Okay,
And
but
I'm like,
Because it fit, you know why? Because you ready for this?
Mhm.
It feels safer
Mhm.
to think that way.
Yeah, well,
It feels safer.
I got
Our
a for
safety,
both y'all.
men's safety comes from the external,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
A woman's safety comes from the internal.
Mhm.
So whenever we are feeling safe, and however we are feeling that sense
Mhm.
of safety,
Mhm.
will determine how we move every single time. Women are very simple to understand as long as the man is willing to get in touch with his feelings.
Hey, that's where I come in. But the thing is, even with that logic, it don't make sense because what people associate to safety, and what I'm learning is what's most familiar. So even if the
Mhm.
guy was able to give you everything you ever wanted, that will feel more unsafe because you've never actually experienced it before than dealing with somebody who you've actually experienced. So what people equate to safety is really just familiarity. So
Mhm.
it's like it feels safer being with this guy because this guy is a representation of what I'm accustomed to experiencing.
You
So
already
I
know what I got.
so I want the guy who has all the stuff that I want to experience. But if I experience that guy, I won't. Who am I going to be in that experience? I won't be able to receive the stuff he's giving me because I created this idea of who I was based on my limitation. That's why women think, okay, I'm not settling for less because I've been settling for all these different guys. So now I want to. I couldn't find a 7, so now I want an 8. And it's like, you want to.
Okay, but so let's
Do that face again. Hold on. Do that face again.
You want an 8, okay? Math don't be mathing, but 2 + 2 is 10.
well, let's also add that men will judge a woman physically before he talks to her to determine if he wants to talk to her. And she's thinking, "Oh, I have this degree, I make this amount of money, I get my hair done every week, my nails done." But in that case, where the woman I was talking to, she's shaped like an upside down pear, and her options are really limited. Yeah.
Wow.
The top, little at the bottom. But
Yeah. Big back, big back, big back, big back.
Yo, I had to literally
like flip it to
turn
see.
the pear upside down in my imagination. Like it was like a slow turn too. Like I saw it rotating, and then when it landed, it was like,
Ooh.
wait, that's Mrs. Pearl from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
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 I don't know SpongeBob that much, but
SpongeBob SquarePants?
yeah, I
Before
was.
its time. That's after. Well, SpongeBob was more my generation.
Yeah, I didn't.
Hey, SpongeBob was not in my generation, but it shows how it was in my daughter's generation.
Well,
So,
see, I didn't. My son didn't really watch SpongeBob. I think.
yeah, lucky you. God damn, lucky you.
You know what's crazy? They got a Krabby Patty out now. You know, as a kid, I always wanted to taste a Krabby Patty. Now Wendy's actually have a crab.
Shut
And I
the
don't even-
front door. I'm
Yeah.
about to get a baby. I want a Krabby Patty from Wendy's.
It's not. Hold on, I'm gonna tell both of y'all. I watch a lot of food reviews. It's just
Oh
some
God,
special
he's gonna ruin.
sauce. It's just special sauce. It's still just a Wendy's single or a double. So,
That's
but
okay.
The
But
kid
you
in
know
me,
what?
it's
You
the
know
kid
what?
in me.
Hello. Guess what? The secret was in the sauce. Ha!
Yep,
Ha!
that makes sense.
Give me two of them bad boys in that case. You see, you should have watched the show because you would have known that Plankton was trying to get the secret ingredient
sauce. See?
for the sauce.
oh
Yeah.
no,
Mm.
That makes sense. But as a kid, I was like, damn, I want to taste the Krabby Patty so bad.
The way he made it look, right?
And now they got it at Wendy's. Why didn't they bring this out when we were kids? Now
It
they ain't gonna
doesn't
hit the same.
matter. I can afford it as a kid. I can come out when I can afford it, when I can have some type of affordance, you know.
But Polo over here trying to ruin it for us, though. You see how he's like, it's just a
He tried,
simple
but it's
Krabby.
okay.
It's just a simple Wendy's patty.
Listen, he's not familiar with the crab.
Yeah, he don't understand the Krabby Patty. He don't get
no,
it.
I don't. Sorry.
Yeah, because if you did, you wouldn't be talking the way you would be talking.
Yeah,
You'd be talking like us.
1,000 apologies.
I mean, there was more than love in that Krabby Patty.
Man,
There was joy. There was singing. There was, and I gotta say, man, I'm about to send you a link. You about to get stuck on SpongeBob.
he gonna want a Krabby Patty. He ain't gonna look at that's not a Wendy's single patty. It's a Krabby.
It's a
Patty.
Krabby
It's gonna
Patty.
hit a little different.
That
gonna
is
be a
about
little
to be lit.
Both of y'all trip. I grew up on G.I. Joe and Trans, and that was
Yeah,
my-
Joe was my thing though.
Oh, got my jaws hurting. Okay. That Krabby Patty talk, man. Yeah.
That was crazy.
We gotta move on. We gotta move on from
Hey,
that.
I really like that analogy that Polo
Oh, but
used.
wait a minute. Do you know what the secret that's in the Krabby Patty meat? Did you ever find out what it was?
No, I didn't.
Planktons.
For real?
For real.
Plankton's what?
Planktons.
That would make sense why Plankton wanted to.
Plankton didn't know the secret. But they didn't want Plankton to know the secret because if he ever found out, because he's a plankton,
Yeah, that's why he wanted.
they're killing off his family piece.
Oh wow.
Damn, that's great. That's interesting.
I told you, I got a child. I was forced every day, all day. Even my company that would come and be like, "Oh shit, I ain't seen this episode yet." You know, like you're not changing the channel. You just stuck. It's stuck on SpongeBob, and it was horrible.
Just going back to
Jesus, it was because it was on YouTube. It wasn't like on cable only.
Oh yeah.
And she knew how to do the stuff, and she did the stuff, and Jesus Christ, it was horrible. And now she's 19 years old with SpongeBob on her damn what are those things? Slides, whatever the hell you call them damn things.
Crocs.
Them stupid shits, yes. All offense to people who wear them. You see how honest I am? I told you, I will let you know when I'm offending you.
I feel personally assaulted because Crocs is.
That's okay. Every hit dog will holler. I'm okay with that. Polo, help me, God, please help me say something of reason.
Yeah,
But-
Bring us back.
Look,
Bring
now,
us-
now,
you cannot be
because
left
Polo gave me that.
unattended.
Polo helped me out with that analogy. Well, no, I don't even consider that example of a woman messing with one guy a lot of times compared to a woman messing with multiple guys one time.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the difference, right? That I can envision. The woman who is having sex with the same guy a lot of times demonstrates commitment, whereas the woman who is have engaging in sex with multiple partners shows a lack of judgment, which will have the man question, why would I want a woman who lacks sound judgment, who is willing to put herself at risk? If a
I'm-
woman is willing to put herself at risk, STDs, okay, those things are very real and still alive today, right? Put herself at risk for bitterness because it's biological that whenever a woman catches the big O, there's a dose of love that enters the bloodstream and all sorts of crazy thing happens, and we're like, you slept with me, you mine, we own you. That's just how we are, right? Right. So there's a risk of heartbreak, heartache, bitterness, and all that stuff. There's also when there's a woman who is loose, right? That just demonstrates that she can't be loyal to you because, well, she's more loyal to herself being satiated, right? Not even so much as validated and acknowledgement, because you can seek validation, acknowledgement, and never take your clothes off.
Yeah.
Hello, the internet, right?
Yeah.
So that's not even a thing. So it demonstrates the mindset of the woman. If she's committed, she's going to be with you and only you, and she will be satisfying you and only you. Most men want that. Most human beings want that.
You know what? Want to know what's an interesting thing? I think a very interesting thing about what guys say they want and the reality of what they actually want. Because in my experience, when I know people that are virgins, most guys don't want a woman that's a virgin.
No.
So it's like people like the idea of like wanting a woman like that, but they don't really like a woman that are virgin. Like, because guys are like, yeah, nah, I'm not trying to teach you. I don't got time for all that. Ain't nobody. Nah, I'm good. So it's like they say they want a woman but in reality, it's almost like I want a virgin, but she got to be a freak. And it's like,
how is that to be a thing?
Yeah, it's like
it's going to be a horrible experience for her. It's going to hurt her. But you know what? It sounds like those men never had a virgin. So they're only in love with the idea of the virgin.
Yes.
So it's no different than us women who like the idea of a leader.
Yes.
It's like, I want a leader to tell me I want a leader to lead my household, but don't you dare tell me what the hell to do, because I'm my own goddamn person, damn it. I am an independent woman. You don't tell me what to do. You get that whole Negro and thing. Oh, wait. No, now it's...
Oh, yeah, it's clapping.
They're at church. Back in my days, we were like this. Now y'all like...
Were you about to say, Polo?
Yeah, if I ever experienced a woman who did any kind of clapping towards my face or body, whatever conversation she thought she was gonna have is over with. Delete all my contacts, cell phone, text. Do not call, text me, telephone, telegraph, or tell a friend about me going forward. It is over. I'm way too large of a human to have to deal with it. It's just not gonna happen. But I was gonna say, the women who make these choices have these options to sleep with multiple men. You're like, hey, they're making this choice. Well, no, there's a special place in society. They call them sluts and thoughts, and we need them.
I'm sorry. I just went backstage before we started the show, and what you said, Blue, I just got a flashback of that moment, and it was just like, oh, I see how it's all tying in. I'm sorry.
What I said backstage was, women can be whores. Men can't be. They can only be whore makers, because on average, I mean, there's a whole thing that goes with it. But okay, if a man has sex with lots of women, he's not considered a whore. He's either considered a whore maker or a whoremonger. But he's not disqualified because he has sex with a lot of women. He's qualified because he has the options to have sex with a lot of women. Because you have to have value or bring something to the table for multiple women to want to sleep with you.
I think I get it. I get where that's coming. But I think to me that's more of a patriarchal view of things, because if you ask a woman that way, I'm sure she'd be like, guys can be whores as well. But in men, when it's one of those things where if we are the ones who can kind of decide the narrative and paint the picture on how we see ourselves, and then also paint the picture of how we see women, then that kind of distorts our ability to understand the reality of the experience in her own experience. Because I'm sure women would think guys can be whores just as much as guys can think women can be whores. But in a patriarchal society, which is governed based on men will be like, yeah, guys can't be whores because it's beneficial to the man, but women can. And then we shun women for being a hoe or whorish type of thing.
Well,
you think, I'm sorry, Polo, if I may, Najee, I'm trying to find the right word. Do you think it's a possibility that it's not a societal thing, but more of a nature? Because if we look out into the wild, especially the Lion Kingdom, no other outside lions can mate with that, with their lionesses, right? Unless it's an agreed relationship like polygamy, right? Because I would say lions are they do have some that practices a polygamous lifestyle where there's 2 male lions for a herd of females.
Pride.
Right? So, but let's say that it's just one lion who conquered another lion, and now he took on his lionesses, and well, of course, he's going to kill the cubs because he doesn't want his, that male's offspring coming, to rule, right? So, don't you think that this idea that you are contributing to a patriotic setup to be more than that, such as just the nature of the beast?
Yeah, and yes and no. Just because of in nature, the women aren't considered hoes for messing with. If okay, say for instance you are with this male and he was killed, and then a new male comes in and you sleep with him, and then that male gets killed, and then you sleep with that male. Are you considering that woman a hoe now?
No, she's a black widow. She don't get with her. Stay the hell away from her. You will die. You are guaranteed to die. You're not.
But in nature, that's how it works. It's like it's the most dominant male gets so the women really don't have a choice per se, because they're following the nature. So it's not, oh, I'm only mess with, if she messed with 10 different lionesses throughout her time, or lions throughout her time, is that woman considered a hoe because she messed with those different lions? In nature,
no, she's into polyamory. What the hell is wrong with you? Don't you know these things?
But in nature, that's what she wouldn't be considered that, and that's why I would say yeah and no. Yes, I think the patriarchal kind of governs that, because now we're looking at her as a hoe because she messed with multiple people, and she's not really in nature.
Because she hasn't claimed polyamory. If she claims polyamory,
she's
think about it. She's no longer that hoe. Now she's a masculine alpha woman.
Now
she's a boss's boss.
But I think a lot of times, if you take away the shame and the judgment around sex, especially when it comes to women, society and the patriarchy has always deemed a woman who are like sexually in tune with as an issue, like
sexually in tune or sexually promiscuous.
It could be considered both.
It's either or.
Sexually in tune can be sexually promiscuous, depends on how you're looking at it.
Men I don't think men have a problem with women who are sexually in tuned, but I think men have a problem with women. Wait, let me rephrase that. Their woman
That's what I
is
eat.
sexually
That's
promiscuous.
my woman.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm his woman. You man. I don't
He's
care. I
like,
don't
yeah.
care.
But that's the thing right there. Like you were saying, it's one of those things where if you understand, because my views on sex, especially while dealing with women who've been abused and molested and whatnot, you start to understand a lot of the times the women who are like very hypersexual are that way because of how they were groomed growing up.
Yeah, that's their way of attempting to regain back the control in the way they lost it, which is through the act of sex.
Yes.
So instead of sex being taken away from her, she either weaponizes it
Yes.
to give it to somebody to be able to take it away from them.
Yep.
You understand?
Yes.
Or she is that one who is going to give it away to whoever because now it's her idea.
Yes. And now I'm getting my power back. And that's where it's kind of like the sexual being able to be aware of the fact that, but on the same token, like I know a woman who was like, she was stressing out and she was like, I just need to have sex because of the dopamine. It wasn't a matter of her being promiscuous. It was just like, I'm stressing out right now and I need to release type of thing. But she also was raped. So it was like one of those where I get it. But I think in today's society, we look at a woman, the act of a woman being hypersexual, and it's like, oh, you a hoe, not realizing like, nah, she probably
there's a reason why she's doing what she's doing.
Yes.
And her reasons for doing what she is doing doesn't make her what you think she is.
Yes.
Because in fact, there is really, if I was to be an eliminator of words out of the world, the garden tool would be number one.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of underlying hurt and pain and unaddressed issues that has now manifested itself to be self-destructive.
Yes.
And so as long as a woman is fighting for her dignity, she's not going to be concerned with the root of her pain. Come on now. No, listen, why you think my success rate is what it is, man?
Hey, you be on it. But 100%. But I think that's where in learning and understanding women, I think that's where the biggest disconnect with guys and girls in today's society is people don't take the time to actually because they don't want it. I don't want to know why you act the way you do. You shouldn't act that way because in my mind, I'm processing the way you act based on my experience, not your own experience. It's like, bro, you've never been molested or you've never been raped like this. So why are you making her wrong for her trying to process what she's been through the best way she know how, but you're making her wrong for it because it's different from how you think she should be. So how do you think she should be if you experienced that? You don't know. But it just, again, it sounds good. But and me learning these things, I think that's why my perception on things have shifted, because that was the reason why I started doing what I was doing, because I just kept encountering women who was hurt or touched or abused. I'm like, damn, here I am thinking you was like a little freaky. But now you really are just hurting right now. And you're using sex as a way to almost like make you feel seen again.
A coping mechanism.
It was a transactional. I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel seen. But the person that was touching was, I love you. You are made. He was speaking. So now I'm associating what I can give to a man as the love that I'm going to receive. And it's like people don't understand that because they don't care. It's not about caring about the woman. It's about what can I get from that woman? What value is she bringing to me? And how is she making my ego feel? Type of thing.
I'm about to dig it a little bit deeper. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm about to take it where we ain't never took it before. Buckle up, buttercups.
Let's get it.
Be all right. So, like you said, with the woman who, can be told, yo, I love you, I'll give you the world, and she falls for it. That's a woman whose love language is words of affirmation, but she's unhealed. That's the unhealed version of someone's love language being spoken for them, to them. Then you have those that are unhealed, and their love language is physical touch. Right? Those are the ones that equate sex with love. Because they are missing a sense of love. Right? And their love language is physical touch,
Mhm.
which doesn't mean sex, right?
Yes.
It can mean a brush on the shoulder. It can mean a
Mhm.
kiss on the forehead. You know, it
Mhm.
can mean let me get this out your way.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Anything that has physical contact that is caring and tender and nurturing and loving
Mhm.
is a sign, a sign of, oh my God, he loves me,
Mhm.
because I'm experiencing him doing something to me, and it feels good,
Mhm.
and I love the feeling.
Mhm.
So I'm associating the loving feeling with the act.
Yep.
So now my love language is physical touch,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And that is the unhealed version of physical touch,
Mhm.
sexual promiscuity.
Yep.
Then you have the unhealed love language of gift giving.
Mhm.
These are the women who, so as long as you're buying them expensive things, the more expensive things that you buy them, the more sex you'll have with them.
Mhm.
Because in their mind, that's all men want is sex.
Yep. Mhm.
So the question now becomes, is this man worthy of my sex?
Mhm.
And the only way I can know is if I can recognize my love language in him.
Yep.
The other one is acts of service. That's a guy that I can call up
Mhm.
to be like, yo, Naj, hey, how you doing, bud? Yo, listen, you know you're my best friend, right? You already know what's coming after that.
Yeah.
You know you're my best friend, right?
Mhm.
Hey, Polo. You know what? I was just thinking about you. You know that that television set in my living room? You already know where I'm going with that, right?
Mhm.
But that is her unhealed
Yep.
way of her love language being spoken.
Mhm.
And then there's one more. Oh, uh, physical touch, access, quality time.
Oh yeah.
Quality time.
Mhm.
The unhealed version of quality time is that woman who wants to be with around her man all day and argue and nag, bitch and moan.
Okay, can I stop you? I have to go. I told you before.
Oh,
But
it's an hour. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
hold on.
Appreciate for coming on, Polo.
No. Next week's topic, I want to talk about love languages, just like you went over, and
Mm-hmm.
go over the healed and unhealed version, because you were blowing my mind, because I never really thought about, hey, what does this look like? An unhealed version of this, unhealed version of that, and all of it's just like rocking me. But I would love to talk about it more. Like that is
Okay.
Oh yeah, we definitely could do that because my view on love languages is kind of different too. I always say it's not a love language; it's a lack language. Because if you don't receive it, do you feel loved or unloved? So it's just like, yeah,
No,
and then
I feel fed up and annoyed and angry. I'm such an a-hole. I've been an a-hole all day today. I am so happy. I am. I'm so happy.
well. Both of y'all have a great night.
you
Appreciate
too.
it.
Yes, and next week, love languages. I got you. I
We on that.
got you. I
All right.
got you. Love languages.
But yeah, you're on point because it becomes transactional. Like that's where
Mhm.
like that's what I learned about like the stuff that I think everybody should learn. Like learn there, go to therapy and just learn psychology. That's what it really is, and the ways and people learn how to cope with the hurt that they've experienced. And it's like once you start to realize, okay, your behavior is a byproduct of what you experience. It's not a byproduct of who you are as a person. And I think a lot of times we get that confused because we don't understand that. And a lot of guys don't understand how the stuff that women went through and the impact that it had on how they see the world. Because as a man, I feel like as a man, I'm not unsafe. I don't feel unsafe walking around the grocery store, walking out in the world. Most women in today's society do feel unsafe with
No, we don't. No, no, no,
no, they
no,
don't feel unsafe. No.
no, no, no.
By
Women,
by themselves, walking
as
out by
women,
yourself.
no,
Okay.
no, no.
Okay.
And no woman has ever told me they feel unsafe. Do you know when women feel unsafe? Only in relationships.
Oh, 100%.
No. That's the only time we feel unsafe is in relationships. The reason why we don't feel unsafe walking down the street is because, well, the street is either absolutely empty, but we're familiar with it because we've been walking up and down that street for so long and we were familiar with the neighborhood, right? Chances are it's our neighborhood, which is why we're walking down the damn street. I don't feel unsafe walking from my house nowhere in my neighborhood. You understand? Like at any time of the night, like I just don't feel unsafe. Women, we only feel unsafe in relationships. On the street, we got other men to protect us. We have other men in our minds, whether it's true or not. Doesn't matter. Don't you ever learn that by now? We don't care about what's true. Come on, catch up. What's true doesn't really freaking matter. Okay, it's what's true for me. That's true. Okay, you got to do it true for me. All right. So it's true for me that if a guy comes in my face, there's gonna be other men. If I call out for help, they're gonna help me. If I argue with him back, they probably gonna want to look because they're gonna want to have to take the time to assess the situation to see if it's even worth losing a life over, going to jail over, losing a limb over. You know, it take too much time. But the moment you come to me and like you're aggressive, I'm like, can somebody help me, please? Men are gonna go into their nature, their protective nature, and protect me. But that's how we feel.
But the thing is, the woman still feels unsafe. That's why she's calling for a man to help her.
Only when that happens. But wait, that doesn't happen often enough for that to even be a factor. Random men are just not coming up to women aggressively for no reason. That just does not happen today. It's not.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%.
Right? Most men, I would like to believe, are pretty civilized. So if the majority is civilized and the minority is uncivilized, the woman feels protected.
Yes. So where I was going with that was in regards to comparison to a guy versus a woman in society. So like if a woman was to come like continuously like follow me or in that experience, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm unsafe. Somebody help me! This woman is coming after me.
Nah, because you're arrogant behind is like, yeah, I'm not. You man got this motherfucker following me home. Like I'm like I don't even know her. I mean, let me brush up the back of my shoe. Yep, she's still coming, boy.
No, what I'll do, I'll drop my handkerchief. I'll drop the handkerchief, and if she
pick it up, I can't.
That's a little old. Yeah, that probably before your time. I don't think y'all know.
I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, I'll drop my handkerchief and hope that she picks it up and be like, "Oh, you coming after? Oh, you, hello." So it's one of those things where I was coming with like you're absolutely right because a lot of men aren't. It's not one of those things where all these guys are after these women. Where I was coming from is just more so a societal standpoint of like you guys are more dominant than women. So when a woman says she does feel safe, it's based on her ability to call men. That's why they have the cops. That's why they have somebody to protect her from other men. Like if a woman is harassed, and it's not like, oh, I feel like if I'm a woman or around a whole bunch of women going to a grocery store, if it's a women-only grocery store, women feel more safer going to that than a grocery store with more men, if that makes sense. So that's where I was more so coming from with that. So you got your thinking cap on.
Shh! Stop clocking me. You should see how fast my mind like processes.
I can see it. I'm watching it. The blinking of the eyes is saying it all.
Okay, so all right. we will feel safer in terms of not being harmed by men. However,
Mm-hmm.
I think we would be more violent towards each other.
You think so?
Don't run out of a damn wig.
I'm sitting there thinking like what you said, but then I had to catch what you said. Oh man.
It's all like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that makes sense. Even because when I think of women being violent, and even with guys, I think women are usually, I don't know, in my eyes, when women are violent, it's usually over a man. So it's like usually when it comes to no, see, I could no, it's not usually.
I mean men are included, definitely. Right?
Yeah.
But there's something under that.
Okay.
I think we become violent when we are feeling threatened, feeling exposed, and when something is revealed about us that we had wanted to keep hidden.
Oh.
Look at the good light. You trying to show me up?
Nah, I'm surprised. All I did was turn the camera off and turn it back on. That's good light. I thought it was blurry. I was trying to wipe it off. But you were saying when they get.
Gotta wipe off mine, then. Come on.
I think yours. I want your lighting.
No, you don't. It's temperamental. Remember, in the beginning, it worked, and then it didn't, and then it worked, and then it didn't, and I don't even know when it started working again. But I'm glad for you. Thank you, light. Keep working for me.
But you were saying it's something underneath when they can get exposed.
Yeah. So we get violent when we feel threatened, whether it's our sense of safety, our sense of security, our sense of love, and our sense of belonging.
Yeah.
We get violent when we are exposed. We don't know how to deal with it because we didn't plan for it because we were too busy hiding. And we also get violent when we are revealed, when we had wanted to remain hidden. Such as when someone betrays us and tells someone else about us that we didn't want anyone else but that person to know.
That makes, but so with guys, do you think it's the same thing, or you think
no?
With the guys, so what do you think with guys?
In terms of what?
When they get violent, when men get violent.
Men get violent when they have to exert dominance in order to remain in their position or to rise to a position.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay,
I think men get violent when. I know men get violent when their loved ones are in danger. They're gonna get violent, right? Hello, the protective nature and shit, right? I think men get violent when he has to assert a level of aggression to demand respect because his character doesn't command it.
Yeah, that 100%. With that, I was gonna say, I think they both get violent for the same reason. Everything you said, I definitely get it. I just think it'd be both one and the same. When a person feels threatened, or they feel like they're losing their position, or they feel so it's like they're hurting. It's just like you told, like, because I'm thinking like when you were saying stuff, I was just thinking of different scenarios and like, yeah, I see the woman when she felt like she was, bro. dang it. Yeah, but so I definitely get it. 'Cause
And
it's-
you're right. They're both from this, like the one from the woman and the one from a man are part of the same stick. They're just occupying the other polarized ends.
Yep.
Right? So it's the same stick that's being picked up, but it's like or another way of looking at it, which is my favorite. If you and I were standing face to face, and on the floor there's a number 6, so of course in your mind you look down and you saw a number 6. But here I am looking at the same thing, but I'm like, nah, that's not a 6, that's a 9.
Yep.
2
100%.
things can be right at the same time.
Exactly. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Of course it would. It came out of my mouth.
Duh. Right. And I got the Trinity interpretation brain on today. So now I can just, you could have said, and I'm like, so when you said you meant this, and then you meant that, and am I right? And it's like, yes, that's exactly what.
I can't deal with you by yourself.
I'm telling you, I'm being able to process it. I got you.
Of course it made sense. It came out of my mouth.
Yeah. And
yeah, you know what's funny?
Mm-hmm.
Someone asked me today on my live. I don't know if you were in there.
I was in there. You just was on live for a minute. I was just tuning in.
That's all I committed myself to today was 4 hours. So I got my 4 hours back. That's why I committed to 4.
Okay, there you go.
Had I had an hour, I would have only committed to an hour. Don't give me that much credit, okay? I'm just practicing committing.
Oh, okay.
The things that I would rather not commit to, but I know would be useful. So
okay.
It's me working on me.
There you go.
Right? So also today on my live, somebody asked me what was my flaws. my first response was depends on who you're asking.
I don't even have any.
No, I didn't say I don't have any.
No, I would have said
because probably I do, but what I was really getting at was I don't see nothing wrong with me. Right?
Hey, I'm perfect. People like we not perfect.
So
I'm like I am.
What you asking would
determine, I am.
Would determine if I, what my flaws are. But now as I was speaking to you on this live, I'm realizing a flaw I may have, something I may need to work on. Humility.
Man, according to who?
Me.
Okay, well then, if as long as it's according to you, then that's all that matters.
Sometimes I'll be like, dang, girl, you just can't say thank you.
I'm like, I don't think you.
Like, damn, you can't just say thank you. Yeah, in other words, I'm too much for me. When I become too much for me, I know it's time for a change. I really know it's time. I don't give a damn who thinks what about me. My thing, that's your issue. You take it up with God, right? Because God created me, already knowing how it's gonna come out, and still yet, ta-da, here the hell I am. Got an issue with me? Take it up with God. That ain't my problem. That's you, your therapist, and God. Deal with your shit. But when I become too much for me, and it's like, well, God damn.
Now I gotta check.
Look, do I need therapy or a change? Like, I gotta start reevaluating my whole entire life all over again. Like, how the hell did I get here? What the hell?
That's funny.
That's why I can't be worried about what you think about me. I got my own.
Yeah, I got my own stuff I gotta worry about within me.
I gotta figure me out because I'm too much for me. You think I'm annoying to you? You get to leave me. You get to go home for me. You get to move for me. Like I'm like a turtle trying to run away from home, and the shell is on my back. I just can't escape myself. So F you and what you think about me. How about that? Okay, go away with that. Just go. I don't care. I got other things like me to deal with. Now, where was I? Why the hell am I so damn much?
Hey, I think you're perfectly you. But
No,
for you,
I am. I'm perfectly me, annoying as hell, and could be a little bit too much for me at times. And I just need to tone me down for the sake of my own sanity. That's all. I'm doing this for me. I don't want to go crazy.
that's funny.
That's why I changed. Keep my damn sanity.
I get it. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
so humility may be something I could consider a flaw.
Consider. It was just a
Oh,
thought.
well, it's beyond a thought. Like I said, in this life, I was like, dang, God, you just can't say. And I said it twice to myself. That's why I know I'm too much for me. I'm not even listening to me at this point. I am out of control. But this humility stuff.
So the you that's out of control, is that you, or are you the awareness to the part of you that's out of control?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Because if you can recognize, I said it to myself a couple of times, who's the I that said it to yourself?
The self. Well, now I'm saying it to you. So not even intimate anymore. I feel robbed of the experience.
My bad. Let me.
It's okay. Me clutch my invisible pearls. Oh, why I never.
Gotta drop the handkerchief. You pick it back up. I didn't mean to drop it for you to pick it up.
Can you imagine?
You didn't know women. I'm sure you probably didn't know that's how women used to hit on guys back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, if you seen a guy you like, you thought was cute.
Really?
I dropped my handkerchief, and then the guy be like, "Hold on, madam, you dropped something." And it's like, "Oh, how sweet."
Oh no, I was too busy walking on people's coats. Like one day I saw a couple walking in front of me, and the guy, like, there was a puddle in front of us, and the guy put his coat down, and I was like, oh shit, don't want to get my feet wet. So I moved the woman aside and I walked across the coat and went about my business. I was like, yeah. But I ain't had time to hear what the hell she had to say, because I was on my way about to go do what I had to do with my dry ass feet. I told him I appreciate you as I was walking away, and he grumbled some stuff, and I don't give a damn. I just went about my business.
Imagine the guy trying to be a gentleman and like take it off, and he's like, "Excuse me, ma'am." Thank you.
Good looking. Thank you. Appreciate you. That would be me.
Now I see why you too much for you. I get it.
I'm trying to. My homegirl came. It's completely off topic, but she came from North Carolina one summer, and she brought her best friend. She's the second best friend, and we had that established before that homegirl got on the goddamn bus. I had to let her know, and she had to repeat after me. I am the second best friend.
Wait, you the second best?
No, I had to let her. No, I told her to repeat after me. I am the second best friend.
Oh, you told the second best friend to repeat. Okay.
To let because I needed her to know that she was the second best friend. I didn't want to go home and thinking that she was the original.
Yeah,
nah. No.
Yeah.
Crazy. You can't just meet her and become her number one Uno because you closer in proximity. No, that's not how this works. I'm from New York. That's not how we work. We own you. Okay? Forever. Forever. So when we were in Manhattan in Times Square, and she warned me, she was like, now girl, I'm gonna ask you as nice as I can. Please don't be you today. She's not from up here. Now it's funny hearing my New York friend with a daggone Southern accent. I'm like trying to have to get over that part first. You know, like this doesn't even sound good to my ear hole, but okay. So she was like, don't be you. Because she's not used to the city life. I'm like, who the hell you want me to be then? She was like, I don't care, but not you. I said, got it. You don't want me to embarrass you in front of your second best friend by me being me. She was like, yes. I said, girl, got you. So for the whole time, I was from Britain, from the UK, and I was just visiting. My mom and my pa came down with me, and she was like, oh, this bitch. And as I'm doing that, I'm photobombing tourists. So I would run up to you, put my arm around you, and tell you, don't panic, just look like you know me and smile. And then I would have this big smile, take the picture, and I'll just bounce. She said, don't be me.
So I chose to be worse than me, a worse.
I was somebody else. I don't know who she was, but I had a lot of fun being her.
That's funny. Like, don't be you today. So who do you want me to be? I don't care who you want to be, but just don't be you. Okay, that means I could be any.
Yo, that's what I heard.
That makes sense. That's what I heard too.
I was from Manchester, England, where it's very, very rainy and wet. Like when I remember, like when I first started, my idea.
How did you say water in your English?
Do you have? Can I get a water?
My ex was from Wales, and that was.
No, I have family in Manchester, and I spent the summer out there. That's kind of how I know the language.
Yeah, water. Can I get some water?
Yeah, and what they call tea is hot drink.
Yeah,
what's a cup of hot drink? Like,
that's funny.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, man. I have.
Then my aunt came out with a cup of tea. I was like, "Oh, can I get a cup of that?" She said, "I asked you if you wanted the hot drink. You said no." I said, "Yeah, I don't want a hot drink. I want a cup of tea." I got them hot drink. Damn hot drink with a cup of tea. What's wrong with these people? You know, my damn nerves making me sound like I don't know what I'm talking about.
Hot drink.
Mind you, I was 12.
Oh, really?
I remember. Yeah, I got my Michael Jackson jacket. My aunt bought me my Michael Jackson jacket with all the zippers. Like, I had all the zippers.
Or the black one?
Yes, the red one. I wanted the red one. Because it was Thriller.
Okay. So you practiced that. Yeah, you practiced.
Stop playing.
You put that jacket on and you.
What? With my yellow freaking Adidas, my first name brand sneakers?
Dang.
Yeah, they were cool in England, but I got laughed at when I came back to the States, and I ain't never wear them damn Adidas ever again.
Hey, that's kind of how I was when I went to Alabama. They was, if you wasn't, and I had some feelers on, and they call them felines. Like, bro, you wearing feelers? I'm like, in California, people don't be caring about it. Like, no, out there,
it matters.
Jays and they roasting, and I'm like, bro, because we had to wear uniform. So the only way you could really show your style
is with your kicks,
your shoes. I'm like, bro, these was hot where I'm from. Like, bro, you wearing felines? Like, bro, those Bobos, we get those at Walmart. I'm like, wait, what?
They call them Bobos. Wow, you had them Bobos.
Yeah, I had them Bobos as a 13-year-old, not really caring about shoes because I'm like, I thought these was cool. Like, I don't care about these. But clearly, out there, you gotta have some shoes. If you don't have no shoes,
don't have no Bobos. But I redeemed myself. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
When I was able to cop a pair of double tongue Reeboks.
Double tongue
Reeboks. Orange on black.
Dang.
Yeah. I got my double tongue Reeboks first. And then all my friends got it. So I had the first pair.
You was a trendsetter.
No, I didn't set the trend. I just happened to get it first.
Yeah, that's it. You the first. That's trendsetter to me.
First got daggone time, and the last time, if I can remember, until I started with cell phones. Then I just I had the first Android that ever came out.
And your friends didn't?
Yeah, nobody had it.
Dang, you really was a trendsetter. You didn't even realize.
I wasn't a trendsetter. I was the only one that had a job out of my friends. There ain't no damn job.
You set the trend. Because if they didn't see you with it, they probably would have never wanted it.
Oh, well, probably. I don't know. But I know when I got it, I didn't know what the hell to do with it. I didn't know what the hell apps was. Man, I didn't know nothing. I was so mad at myself for like the first week. Because all I could do was make a call, but I knew that there was more to this phone. But I didn't want to touch something and mess it up because I paid a lot of money for the phone. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not accustomed to the phone. I'm used to my flip. I had the Pong, the flip phone. Be like, hello.
back in my day, you lucky you had the flip phone because we used to have. You probably don't know about it, but there used to be a thing called a pager, and we would have to go. So you would get call something, and then we had to go to the payphone.
Wow. Oh, you had the pager. You know what?
Yeah.
You were after my time. We had the beeper.
No, y'all had the Androids. You can't beat. You can't.
No. I said I had the first Android.
Yeah, there wasn't even Androids.
But I also had a beeper. All right. And because, I'm a New Yorker, we learned how to have people beep us without us having to pay for a damn phone call at the goddamn phone booth. Now, for those that don't know, there used to be phones on the streets. Yes, they were. And some parts had 3 phones next to each other.
Yep, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. But the caveat was you had to put it. Now, this is where they got you. They started you up at 10 cents per call.
Yeah.
Right? So you just get a dime, you put that 10 cents in. And then you get like 5, like for 5 cents, you get a couple of extra minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Then one day I woke up and that shit was like 25 cents. And I was like, oh, I gotta go back home for 15 more cents because I didn't get the memo. You know what I mean? So then, all right, fine. Then we had that. But then you start catching habits that require your money, like snacks.
See, now I think we grew up in the same. Okay,
that waters. You know what I'm saying? You got to choose between a quarter water, which is a 25-cent juice, or a phone call. I ain't want to talk to him anyway. Here's my way for my quarter water. So if it wasn't important, the person would text hello, right? That was what 43110.
Look at you. Okay, you are kind of hip. I ain't think you. See, I was thinking I thought New Yorkers was a
little what?
Little advanced, more advanced. So I'm surprised y'all was so advanced.
We're so advanced we even smell bullshit when it's coming our way. And that, my boy, required boots. Got my foot dirty.
Got them Timbs.
That's why we wear Timbs in the summertime, because we ain't trying to get them. Now, I don't know why we wear Timbs in the summertime. I know why I wear Timbs in the summertime. They were cute.
I thought y'all wear them year round.
I said in the summertime they're cute. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I wasn't real New Yorkers because we wear them all year
because
round.
Construction workers wear the Timberland boots all year round.
Yeah.
It's just a boot. It's just a boot. What the hell? Everybody else makes it into something really big. Oh my God, you're wearing Timberland boots in the summertime. What do you think our construction workers wear? Sandals? Like, come on.
Like it's a boot. It's still a boot, but
it's a boot.
They just made it fashionable.
Yeah, I had like 4 pairs. At one time, I had the suede pink, I had the leather light blue, I had the leather all white, and I had the tan.
Damn. You had it going. Okay.
And then in the winter time, I bought the Timberlands that came up to the knees. Winter Timbers. I was a Timberland fanatic at one point.
Damn.
That's all.
My dad had like the blue Timbs. I'm like, damn, those are some nice boots. I didn't know they had the colors. And then I seen the pink ones, and then I'm like, oh damn, okay, all right, that makes sense. You had all the different flavors.
Yeah. Now I'm a sneaker buff.
You a sneaker? Wait, for real?
Yeah.
See, you never. I'm like, well, okay.
I like sneakers. I love sneakers. Maybe a little bit too much. If I could wear sneakers with a ball gown, actually, for my first marriage, the guy had to convince me not to wear sneakers because I was like, I could wear some white Reeboks under my wedding dress. It would be like What? Oh.
The white
Reeboks
under your wedding dress.
Yeah, I didn't want to wear no damn heels.
That makes sense. I get it.
Wear the heels just to take it off. I figure,
Your feet.
why
Yeah.
not just be comfortable from the start?
Great point. I agree.
No one else cared. I was forced to wear heels.
I can see why, but I get your point. I definitely get your point.
I was about to rock them white Reeboks, Dodge. You have no clue, boy. What? Man, I had it all in my imagination and stuff about how we were gonna look, and in my mind, I look good. But nobody else believes that.
Nobody ain't nobody got time for that.
Especially because my dress was like a mermaid dress. So it was like this. It was like fitting, and then the train was like and very long.
Oh wait, so they wouldn't have been able to see the shoes, or they would have been able to see them?
Depends. If I'm standing,
Like if you're walking down the aisle,
yeah.
they look, everybody look back and they're like, "Oh wow, look at them Reeboks."
They wouldn't have known what kind, but they would have known it wasn't heels.
Makes sense.
It would have been nice.
I agree.
So yeah. So what I did was that I used a dress for a model, and I had her wear golf boots. That photo shoot was wicked. Found some abandoned railroad tracks. We hopped the fence. I won't disclose the location. Oh no, the statue's limitation already passed. Hell yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, you good.
So it was a part of the Port Authority train. What is that train that goes like from state to state? Shows you how much I travel, right? But it's one of those coach trains.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we climbed the fence and went into the tunnel. But the thing is, it was an active tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to have somebody always yell, "Train!" And then we all had to scurry off the tracks and wait for the train to go by. And then we go back in the tracks and set up our lights and take pictures again.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I've done many weird things for a shot. I walked past Poison Ivy. And this was in the on the beach in an abandoned some shit. I don't even know what it was, what it once was. But I know it was abandoned. All the windows are broken out. And it was like 0 below 0. And I had this poor model. Like my models had to undress in that semi-opened area, but semi-closed area.
Oh, damn.
And my fingers were so cold, like I couldn't hit the shutter button. So we would have to take a lot of breaks just for me to warm up my fingers, and they could warm up. But by the time there was time for them to pose, they would be like this. And then they'd be like, bong. They'd be like, I'd be like, ready? They'd be like, bong, bong, bong. They go back to being cold again. Oh,
damn, how did the shoot turn out?
I love my models, huh?
How did the shoot turn out?
Oh, freaking amazing.
It involved you. I should have known the answer to that because it
was amazing. Would I have done it again had I known what I have gone through? No. Because it took me 2 hours for my bones to stop feeling the cold.
Hey, New York is.
I've been in New York all my life, and I've never felt that. Like I did not. I never knew what that was when you are chilled to the bone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I would never do. I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot. I need to find a new profession. I'm an idiot. I mean, my bones, they were so cold. I had tea. I had laser clothing on and laser blankets, and it was like I was still outside.
Damn.
I just could not get warm. For 2 hours, I'm shivering. I just could not get warm. I was like, I will never do that again. And I'm like, I will never shoot under 60-degree weather. I don't care how pretty the picture gonna look. You can kiss my behind. I ain't doing it. Yeah. I'm a summer baby. I'm born in July. Okay. July.
July.
If you think I'm coming out in December, you a lie.
July.
You a lie.
Hey, I like that.
Take that how you want to. You can take it two ways. I ain't trying to convince you which way. Do what you must. But just know, July.
July. That's funny.
July. For real, for real. I ain't going out there. But yes. But we did it.
We did it. We did it.
We did
Great
it.
show.
We did it.
Yet again, a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, and it was smooth. I appreciate Polo for jumping on and tuning in and whatnot. It was great having his input for sure.
I can't wait to have him back on next week with next week's topic, which is the love languages.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely going to be a topic because I'm going to have something special created just for that topic.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun to talk about. We're gonna make it happen.
Definitely. And what I'm gonna create as a visual, it's gonna be what's up. Test my boundaries.
Let's make it happen.
My creative boundaries. Let's see what your girl Trent can do. But in the meantime, in between time, if you haven't done so already, and I don't care if you're watching us on a replay, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, ding the bell. Because if you would have done so, you would not have missed this live while it was live.
Yep, 100%. Let me hit the like button myself. Bye, y'all. Just did it. So let's get it.
That's what I'm saying. And this is how we do it. I done showed my age and how old my dance look. God dang. I wasn't jiggling enough. I wasn't wiggling enough. And I wasn't twerking nothing. I just felt so out of place. Lord have mercy. I feel like my mama dancing ain't the way it was when I was a kid. You know, when I was that age. I don't know what
they were shucking and jiving back then. You probably don't know, but never mind. I ain't even gonna get into that.
Nope. I came about when the WAP was out.
So yeah, back in my, I keep forgetting how young you are, but back in my day, we used to. I ain't even gonna. I don't want to show my age, so we good. We good.
Yeah, you old fart. So with that being said. You want to take us out now?
Oh yeah, thank everybody for tuning in, for watching. We appreciate everybody who decided to come in and be a part of this. I'm Najee. Make sure y'all follow me on IG at _Najee27, and then on TikTok, Facebook, and all the other social media platforms at Healing with Najee at the bottom. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Trinity, for having an amazing show per usual, coming up with a great topic. Thank you, Polo, for tuning in. Thank you, everybody who commented. And I love y'all, and we're gonna see y'all next week.
And I am Trinity, and you can find me, well, there, right there. It's right on the screen. Okay, you can see it for yourself. There you go. And you can also find us on IG and Facebook at Hizian_her_yang. Yep, and that's about it. I'm right there. Just right there. That's where I am right there. So with that being said, stay magically delicious as what?
Spiritually redefined. In the meantime, in between time.
Oh, my bad. In the meantime, that's why you look confused?
Yeah, I'm like.
You look like my husband during some morning praise when he be looking like, no, you forgot to say so-and-so, like that confused look like, oh. With that being said, in the meantime, in between time, stay magically delicious as we remain what?
Spiritually redefined.
Hallelujah. Amen. Later.
Peace.